Hello and welcome to another edition of the Eternal Journey. I'm Resolves and this is Argenport Inquisitors. So as Dead Reckoning has just dropped, we've had a chance to play with some of the new cards and I've been overly quite impressed with the Inquisitor's Blade, and though the rules text on this is quite confusing, what this basically is just Macto in weapon form, as this Inquisitor's Blade does have a revenge that never ends. And why this is interesting is because when you play this with Tavrod, the Tavrod will be able to pick it up, play it for free, and you'll draw a card as well as having an additional power boost on this. And this can lead to some really explosive turns where you're able to attack with the Tavrod. Suddenly Tavrod is huge and flying, and you're just going to get in there for a bunch of damage and end the game pretty much on the spot. Another card we've got here to complement the 2-drop slot is the Ripknife Assassin, and as well as getting boosted up by the Unseen Commando, this is pretty good at holding weapons, as if your opponent has to double block it, they're still going to lose everything, even if it was one of those situations where you might have only been able to deal with one of their units. Got a couple of spicy one-ups here, and we've got the Paladin Oathbook, just because that really complements the Crownwatch Paladin style strategy, as well as generally being quite a powerful effect when you're only able to get in there for a couple of units, and it does give us another way to be able to trigger the Auric Interrogator. Also playing one copy of Suffocate. We're not playing Vanquishes right here, we're just playing Slays as well, but the Suffocate is just a really cheap way to be able to deal with a Huru Pacifier, as we are basically a weapon deck, and playing against that could be quite awkward for us. So it has been a while since I've actually seen Tavrod Auric Broker on the ladder, but maybe it's time to remedy that and bring him back. So on to the games. Okay, so we've got a little bit of disruption here with the Sabotage, but I don't think we'll actually just keep this in the play because our Auric Interrogator is just a 4-3 here. And this is pretty nice, good to go a discard spell into a Ripknife Assassin. But we do need to find some more power here. And oh dear, our opponent's got us pretty covered here. But we are in the play, so we should be able to take the Annihilate first, play our threat, and then the turn after we should be able to strip the Hailstorm before we're able to play it.
Send a message.
So just the Ripknife here, then next turn we're going to Sabotage. But I'm probably going to attack first, even if there is a Lightning Strike, just because we're able to just keep draining for cards there. And this is perfect with the strategize. And I've got another decision here. We could play the Crownwatch Paladin. I think I can play that next time. Tavrod's good, but we don't really have the power for it. But we do have things to do next turn. But I think we're just going to bottom this. I suppose because our opponent could be on in cold blood, so when we play the first one, we could just lose the other 3 anyway. So let's play the Sabotage and take this Hailstorm. Our opponent does get to Devastating Setback, but we're going to reload for Crownwatch anyway. Okay, well, our opponent's missing on Shadow Sources. So I'm just going to keep getting in there with my Warcry. Chuck out the Paladin. And if our opponent does play a Shadow Source and is able to Devastate Setback, then we should be able to draw a power, be able to put this Inquisitor's Blade on the Crownwatch Paladin and just get in there for a bunch of damage. Okay, so they've gone for the hand instead, so we must have our units sort of covered over the next turn. I think here we're just going to play out the Tavrod rather than the Inquisitor's Blade. Oh, I just completely made a mistake there because I should have played out the... Couldn't have played out the Tavrod because we only had 4 power, just misremembered. But that's the sort of thing that happens when you're card and just not paying enough attention. So play the old post-combat. Let me know it's a gift. But despite that misplay that would have bought us actually another 3 damage, I think we're still in okay shape here. Our opponent does have a million cards in hand. Still able to chunk in here for 7. Our opponent should really be a little bit lower on life. Let's give him too much to deal with. Yep, so they would have been dead, but well, at least we've got a 7/6 Crownwatch Paladin. And the Lightning Storm isn't too terrible for a 6, it does give us back the sword here. We do get to draw 2 cards here. I'm just going to chunk in for both. Our opponent can either trade with the Ripknife or just try and save some damage here. So this could very well just be a favour into a removal spell.
This night will be your last.
Right. So the Minotaur Lighthoof just pulls us out of trouble here. It's going to give our Crownwatch Paladin unblockable. Okay, so we'll play here, we'll get a Sabotage into a Crownwatch Paladin, so I think I'll keep this, though it is very power heavy. Because if we are against a control deck, it's going to be quite difficult for him to deal with this, and the Auric Runehammer is going to be the first casualty here. So this could be any sort of deck really, so this looks like it is actually just an armory deck. I think we might have moved slightly away from actual removal pile, we've gone back to the older styles that are playing Tavrod in here. Also, we might be better against opposing Tavrods because we do have the ability to make some of our units unblockable. And here we go, just get to Voltron it up. So assuming we managed to dodge a discard spell here, we are able to play the Bloodletter on the Crownwatch Paladin. That's a pretty quick clock, especially when you've got 1 turn of unblockable in the tank. I know for a little bit of time we were experimenting with the Minotaur Lighthoof in Haunting Scream decks. But I think currently the spicy 4-drop Slime Knight is taken up by the new elf. Now, looks like our opponents have a little bit of power trouble, unless we were just trying to get the scouts on nice and early. Because they do have a double Justice card in the deck, and currently they're just showing us double Fire Shadow. I did actually experiment this weekend myself with making playlists, but I don't think it really worked out for us. It just sort of spammed our feed.
Make each bullet count.
I think I'm going to just stick to the long form videos. I'm actually not sure if I just don't mind being blocked here, but I'm probably just going to try and get the damage in the old fashioned way. As we still are quite vulnerable to any other Runehammers that our opponent does have, especially if they've just got the second Justice here. So at least they've got a 5th power in hand.
Make each bullet count.
And no attacks here with the intention of double blocking perhaps. So I think it might be worth actually just slaying one of these, even though our opponent will have better targets in the deck. Just because that'll help keep our units in play. We really don't want to trade off the Crownwatch Paladin here. Though the ideal draw is, while she's still got Aegis, is just to draw the Inquisitor's Blade, because it's got a bunch of war cries in it right now. But our opponent is really keeping this game, because we've got a bunch of sort of overtuned units like the Stonepowder Alchemist.
Run, cowards! You cannot hide.
And that's what people mean about the new voice line here. But we're just going to keep trying to push damage. Now the Macto is going to be a little bit of a problem here, but we just need to try and put our opponent dead as soon as possible, and hopefully kill them before they're able to redraw it. Although this could be a rise to the challenge here, just to put it straight back into play, and the Quarry will help them, because again, too deeper. But they've gone for the Stone Party Alchemist here. The Stone Party Alchemist is pretty good at just keeping you in a game. And the Favour to the Face is quite aggressive. Thought they might want to just try and pop this Aegis here. And hopefully we draw a non-power here. That'd be pretty much what we're after. I forgot I might have disconnected. And up, stay. Huge Crownwatch Paladin. Unfortunately, it's big enough to be able to push for a Macto as well. Or at least force the trade. So yeah, the Macto that discarded was a new copy and not the Destinied version. So I do expect to see an Icarian, but Bourne's not had it, so we managed to take that one. And here we are on the play actually with a nice hand. We are able to go College Paladin into Bloodletter, or if we need to, we can just make an Enforcer. Not quite power heavy, but I think we'll be using this Scout on the first turn just to bottom any more power. And Paladin Oathbook is actually pretty excellent too, so I will keep that. And it's Praxis, so this could be very rough, but hopefully we're able to just get this Crownwatch Paladin out and ahead nice and early. As the Paladin Oathbook can really get us out of sight, especially in here's the deck that's perhaps not got too much interaction, although this is a free faction deck, so maybe they do.
Speak your own.
We'll kind of go really big with the Crownwatch Paladin here, because we'll be probably putting the Bloodletter on them next turn. Let's try and force as much damage as we can.
Find solace in the darkness.
I guess the Inquisitor's Blade is going to be
I'll never stop.
exactly what the Doctor ordered it. Just going to get in for a nice 8. Opponent does get to gain free here, but we've got them in a position here where it's going to be pretty rough for them to be able to play 2 spells that will be able to kill the Crownwatch Paladin here.
Find solace in the darkness.
I probably want to silence or kill one of these right here. So I think it's going to be slay one of them.
Send a message.
Send a message with the Ripknife Assassin and chunk in there for 9 points. And if our opponent isn't able to interact with us, then we should be able to just kill him with the Bloodletter. And it sort of feels like playing with old Bart, as Bart used to be a free cost on Blockable.
I searched the Shadowlands.
So yep, so they're going for 2 spells here. But that's also pretty fine, and we've got a couple of options here. If we attack in, then our opponent might just trade here, but that might also just be fine. It's attacking for free, and then we'll get to reload. So first I'll play the Argenport Instigator, so we at least get a point of damage if they do block. And then we'll follow up with the Auric Interrogator, so we're able to draw an extra card there. Now if our opponent prompts the Nightfall again, then we are able to silence this, so they won't be able to gain any extra life there.
You cannot put out the light.
And now I just need to consider what we can do here. We only get... So I just need to figure out which order I want to be doing these in with the Valkyrie Force of the Slay and the Bloodletter. This is quite the puzzle. So I think we're attacking with all three. So I think we silence the 1-3 here. And I think we slay the... Oops, I said the wrong one. We slay the 4. That would have been awkward, just putting a Bloodletter on one of our opponent's units. And then we chunk in with everyone. And this should just about do it. Let's draw an additional card. Pretty sure there might have been a better way to have done that turn there, but I don't think it matters anyway because I'm quite scooping it up. Okay, we're on the draw, and though I'm quite interested in taking this hand, I don't really have too much interaction. I feel like we could just get stuck on 2 power and just never get to make any other plays. This is a Stone Cold Works, but wasn't being added. Okay, so check out this banner first. Going to play our Ripknife Assassin, slay an opponent's unit, and then hopefully get some Inquisitors blades on it and not get dealt with straight away. But we are against perhaps a primarily carry deck here, so this could be trouble for us.
Send a message.
So I suppose we're just sort of forced in to chucking out the Valkyrie Enforcer here. And if our opponent's got another torch, that's pretty bad for us. I think we probably are just going to play the Inquisitor's Blade next turn just because we're able to convert it into some damage that way, although it does open us up to being islanded, but actually we can sabotage it just to see if it's safe. And then just do that next turn. So we've got a Rise to challenge and a Rock Slide, so we're unlikely to make the Rock Slide good, but we'll take the Rise even though it's a very slow spell for our opponent to be using. As it will be their entire turn, although we'll perhaps get them a Rune Hammer, which will be able to deal with our Inquisitor's Blade next turn.
I'll never stop.
So it's probably for good reason, but the Protect now costs 2, because that would be pretty good in this deck actually if we still just had a 1-cost Protect with all these weapons. And our opponent rises in the challenge, so I'm not sure if this is going to get in a carrier here. Or whether it's them just getting perhaps
I'll never stop.
also a Rune Hammer or just some sort of weapons to be able to deal with this. But I just want to get in there for a maximum amount of damage. Get these Inquisitor's Blades just floating in the deck. And hopefully they're able to just flip onto this Auric Interrogator if this gets dealt with. Which is what I imagine is happening here. Yep, 6-1 hammer.
Send a message.
My favorite part.
Now with 2 units, which perhaps does prompt our opponent just to chuck out a harsh roll. But also is going to make him take a bunch of damage here. At least to this Auric Rune Hammer.
Rise up or be cut down.
Although I might actually just sit back behind the carrier. Although this can actually be quite risky for him because if we are able to appeal some sort of interactive spell with the carrier like a Vara's Favour, then we are able to kill it and then get him for a bunch of damage. And I suppose we're just waiting here, but I'm probably feeling safe enough now to be able to just remove the Interrogator and be able to pick up the game, no doubt. Well, we've got the Inquisitor's Blade at least. So we can attack here and props our opponent to do the trade here. Because otherwise they'd be in much trouble. Could have sat back and just perhaps tried to just draw cards out of it, but we can't just sit here taking 5 forever off the carry, especially because these What Cries do work pretty well together. I was forced our opponent to use 2 cards. But now I think we're actually just a little bit too late, and whatever our opponent Warcry is going to kill us, and if not, just this Rune Hammer over the course of 2 turns. And he die short for the final attack, so big fan of that. Okay, so I'm going to play with a probably not the best hand, pretty weapon heavy considering we've only got a 4-drop in hand, so this is an easy redraw here. Even the 2 scouts probably weren't enough to save us there. But this could be quite nice. We get to scout here, try and find a power, and then we're able to just go 2-2. The Inquisitor played as good as it is. I think right now we just need power, so we're able to play out all of our threats. And the Valkyrie Enforcer is probably going to be quite good in a Skycrab matchup, so I'll keep that. We do also have the Vara's Favour. But sadly it looks like we're going to be Vara's Favour into the face and just following it up with a Suffocate here. Just because missing our power is probably going to be a bunch worse than just playing out one of our 2s or just using one of our power. As the Valkyrie Enforcer is pretty good in this matchup.
Draw, mister.
Die with honor. Halt!
Especially here where we're able to silence a counter outlaw. Now we're pretty free to block whatever, and if our opponent wants to combine a block with a rock slide, then that's fine by me. Just draw a power next turn, I'll just chuck out both these Ripknife assassins. Though if we don't, our opponent's going to play the Auric Interrogator. And Permafrost is pretty good there, but we are able to, if we find another Valkyrie Enforcer here, then here you go, you can see the issue here with just having to spend the Vara's Favour nice and early.
My favorite part.
But I'm just going to play the Interrogator out just to keep these at bay, unless our opponent does have a trick. Now the Indicator was pretty perfect because it means that we don't have to worry about a trick. So let's take our beats, and then next turn we'll be playing the Bloodletter on here, and get to draw a card at the end of turn, which is basically free on the first turn because you will have lifesteal. And actually right now perhaps it is better just to play down more threats, as this would just be a gain 7 and we are facing down 8. But we do have to kill our opponent at some point.
Send a message, send a message.
I'm actually more than happy just to send a message for now. And then we'll continue with the Bloodletter plan next turn perhaps. Block like this, just get rid of our opponent's board. If we've got a rock slide then so be it, but we're probably still going to stay with the plan of Bloodletter on here just to keep it out of torch range.
Wield the blade.
And our opponent can double block here if they want, but that's more than fine with me. But I think the plan here is just to Bloodletter over the next 2 turns. And we're at 18 here, so hopefully our opponent doesn't find the additional power to be able to ultimate the Paranite here, and we're able to get in there next turn with the Bloodletter. Now realistically we do need a removal spell here. But let's think about this. So we get to gain 10 here and deal our opponent 10. We'll be at 19, so I think we're in excellent shape just doing this. And then if our opponent leaves something back to block next turn, or just doesn't have a Permafrost, then we are able to at least just chuck out the Inquisitor's Blade. This is a mortar to the face. But we are going to 15, so I think our opponent is 100% just relying on finding that power because we are on 14 now. And if they found the power, or the Permafrost, that's what time will tell. So this is a full attack with leaving someone back, so it isn't the power, and it isn't a Permafrost here. Although even Permafrost, they perhaps need to keep someone back, just because they still need to be concerned about another Valkyrie Enforcer just unlocking the Auric Interrogator and just being able to crack in there for 1 million. No, they didn't have it. Okay, so for the last game, we're on the play here. And we've got the pretty good hand of being able to play Crownwatch Paladin into a couple of Inquisitors Blade, although this could actually just be really too slow, as we don't actually have any of interaction. So I think this is probably a redraw, though I would have loved to have kept it. And right now we just get to see the power of the free drops in the deck. Just bottom the Tavrod here because we are just really looking for that third power. So Unseen Commando, as much as I'd really like 3 copies of Unseen Commando against a Ricano deck, I think for now we do actually just need that 4th power. And now we're really suffering by taking this hand. And as our opponents didn't actually do anything, the original hand that we had would have been actually a keeper. So let's consider what we're doing here. And our opponent's not done much, so I think we'll just chuck down the Auric Interrogator because I'd rather get the torches aimed this way. And there's a torch that I sort of was suspicious of our opponent having because he'd not had any other plays there. At this point, when our opponent's at 4 power with no real aggressive plays there, I'm sort of suspicious as this is like something a little bit more off the radar, like perhaps the Armor Molten Fist deck. And yep, you keep chucking these torches my way. Although it could actually just be a Ricano beatdown deck that's just got a terrible draw here. But now we've got 2 drop, we're able to chuck this Sabotage in there and see what's going on. Okay, this is a removal pile and our opponent's just had a sort of terrible hand. So we'll take the Vara's Favour, I think, here, because this is guaranteed double shadow for them. As soon as we find the first shadow, this will find the next. Quarry's not quite as guaranteed. So take the Vara's Favour.
Send a message.
And we'll send a message here. So I could have been wrong there.
Let's dance.
And our opponent does get to get in here for free. But I think right here we're just going to silence this to get out of the way. Because kind of our opponent just gaining infinite life. If they're attacking for 3 and gaining 3 or we're attacking for 2, that's not really excellent for us. And don't really want to give our opponent the opportunity to draw a bunch of cards here, so sadly we're going to be playing sort of behind on power just to suffocate this. Going to make them deal this the old-fashioned way. Because we could have played the Unseen Commando there just to make this free, but I'm not really interested in that right now. Our opponent's found the first Shadow Source, so that's at least good for them a little bit.
Trust in your skills.
But for now, we're just making full use of the Unseen Commando here. And we'll attack with a 3/3 Ripknife, which makes it a little bit more difficult to block. And if our opponent's able to stabilise something like a Tavrod or something, then at least we are able to still
Make each bullet count.
just push through with the Minotaur Lighthoofs. And now our opponent does have 2 of these, so if we play the second Unseen Commando out, they are able to double block and get the cards back. They also get to game 4, but I don't think I'm going to give them that as an option.
Trust in your skills.
I think I'm just going to attack in the air. As this doesn't give them an option, because I really don't want to let this wanted poster be good for them. I'm going to really force them to do something.
Run, cowards! You cannot hide!
And as we've just got running slays here, we can perhaps just force our opponent to have to attack with these just to be able to gain some life so that they're not just dead. As now that one will need to sort of attack in and then perhaps do a harsh roll or something. But this could be enough. It's always flavorful just to see a carrier beating down a Macto.
Make each bullet count.
So they're free now, and that wasn't enough, so just let them get in for the 4. I just get to take the Bloodletter over here and get in for 1,000,000. Okay, so that was Argenport Inquisitors. that was overall a strong showing for the deck, but Argenport just generally does Argenport stuff, and it is able to take down some games as it is playing some of the better threats and answers of the format. Overall, I was pretty impressed with the Inquisitor's Blade though. It did make Crownwatch Paladin look a little bit like the old Bart, and perhaps that's not a good thing here. Of course, the Inquisitor's Blade is generally pretty bad if it's going to get discarded. It does only have the Revenge Never Ends if it is on a unit that is killed. So if the unit is unsummoned or permafrosted, then you do lose your blade. Sadly, we never got to see it in action with Tavrod Auric Broker, but perhaps that's just down to the efficiency of some of our early threats, and especially the power of Unseen Commando. Bloodletter was still pretty key in a matchup I didn't expect to see too much on the ladder anymore, as we did play against Skycrag Beatdown. But you can see pretty easily here we're able to just land one of our early threats like the Crownwatch Paladin or the Ripknife Assassin, and just perhaps complement them with the Oathbook, or just chuck a bunch of weapons on them, just keep pushing them there for damage. I really like any deck that is able to play Sabotage as well. And though we can't really just play like the full suite of Sabotage plus a couple of Protects anymore, it could be worth trying to slide some in. And if we were playing some more Valkyries, then perhaps Roland's Intervention would be good enough. But for now, I'm pretty happy with the deck. So thanks for watching. I've been That Resolves, and this was Argenport Inquisitors.